Okay, what we're going to show you today is how to barbecue a turkey. Now, this is not your typical barbecue. You're not going to just use barbecue sauce. You're not going to use barbecue sauce at all. What we're going to end up doing is making a dry rub. First thing you want to do is make sure the barbecue pit is cleaned up nicely. Nothing in it, no ash, so you get optimal heat. And make sure your vents on the bottom are all the way open. Start with getting a drip pan to put on the very bottom, right in the center, to catch the turkey drippings. It doesn't have to be a turkey pan, it could be a square pan, as long as it fits. Okay, next what we do is build a wall. Now, at any hardware store, places where they carry barbecue equipment, you can get yourself actually some smaller pieces that are made just to hold on the side. I couldn't find it the day I went. So what these are drumstick, like chicken holders. They work phenomenal for me. I've been using it for years. You just want to kind of have it even on both sides, about to where the bottoms are touching the barbecue pit. And what we're going to do is we're going to fill it up with charcoal. Get yourself a good name brand charcoal that'll have a nice long burn. Typically what I like to do is when I put the grate on, check the depth about an inch or so from the bottom, which I'll show you in a minute. So next you want to fill it up with charcoal. Okay, I got the charcoal in there, and if you can see, it's kind of hard. It's about an inch and a half or so below the grate. That's about what you want. Typically, the best turkey size to do on a barbecue is about 15 pounds. What I have is a 17-pound turkey. It'll work the same. You just need to raise just a little bit more coals up in there. I've done a 20. It's a little more of an obstacle. It's not as good. It takes longer, but you put a little bit of charcoal in the front and back for that. The best thing about barbecuing a turkey is the crispiness, the flavor, and how much more juicier your turkey is going to be. What you do for barbecuing a turkey, it's only 10 minutes a pound, so it cooks a lot faster, stays juicier, so it's really good. So what I'm going to do now is go ahead and light these coals on fire here. Take the grate back off, obviously, spray them down with your lighter fluid, give them a light, and it only takes about 30 minutes. You want to wait until the charcoal is just about done, not white all the way over, because it's going to be sitting for so long. So it's about 30 minutes. Put it down in the crevices. Right. Now you don't want to do too much lighter fluid. I already had started before a record came back on, so just a little bit more than I showed you, and then just give them a light. And go get the turkey started. Okay, now what I've done is washed and dried the turkey. You want to make sure everything is out of the crevices. Or the core, and what I've done, you can make any kind of dry rub you want, but what's worked with my family is I'll make my own here, and what's in it is mostly seasoned salt, and then Old Bay seasoning, and then I'll add granulated garlic, onion, paprika, and lemon pepper. And just mix that all around. Comes out to be a great flavor. So what you want to do is get your dry rub on the bottom of your turkey, and then pull out every little wing and all that. Make sure that you get it fully coated all over. Maybe get a little bit of a pat dry, but you don't want to wipe any of it off. Make sure your turkey's been dry. I even took these drums out of here and got underneath to make sure it was seasoned real good. Try not to leave too much of a big pile of seasoning in one place, but it's all seasoned real well. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some wood skewers, and I'm going to pin up the wings and then cover it in foil. Okay, I got the skewers in. What you want to basically do is pick up your wing and then go through in between both of the bones, just under this knuckle here, and just drive it right in. And the reason why, because of the way we set up the charcoal, you don't want your wing hanging over, then it'll be completely burnt. Now what's going to happen with these wings is they are going to get dark, tips are going to be really dark, but it's my favorite part of the turkey actually, because this gets all really crispy, and there's a nice knuckle of meat when you lift it up going into the bird. You know, so you get some real good moist meat as well. But this will be a lot more crispier. Everything else will be really good and really moist. So now, what we're going to do is going to take foil, put a layer underneath, kind of wrap it up this way, underneath the bottom, wrap it up this way, and then give it a full cover. And that's going to be for 30 minutes to 40 minutes, depending on the size of the bird, 15 to 17 pounds. 15 pounds with 30 minutes. With the 17, I'm going to go ahead and leave it for 40 minutes. And then you just open up the lid and remove the foil, close it back up, and then you do not touch it again until your time's done. Okay? So let's get that done. Kind of tuck the foil around your legs, a little bit around the wing, and then go ahead and cover this top. Alright, just like that, nothing perfect about it. Maybe get a little squeeze around the wing a little bit and put it on your barbecue pit after it's been about 30 minutes. Okay, and that's what you want your charcoal to look like. Starting to get white on the tips, but not all of it is yet, but it will get to that point. So then you want to get your barbecue grate on and get your bird on. Alright, get your bird on right in between the coals so your drip pan is directly underneath. Gonna catch all that grease. And make sure your vent is all the way open on the bottom, and make sure your vent is all the way open on the top. You go ahead and cover it up here. Make sure it's sealed nicely. And for this size bird, just wait 40 minutes. We're going to take the lid back off, strip out all the foil. Okay, now it's been 40 minutes. We're going to go ahead and get the foil off here. Get a little extra hot here. Okay, make sure that it's still centered your drip pan. As you can see, the coals are still, you know, not all the way through on some sides, but it's going to get to that point. Let's go ahead and cover it back up now and let it cook for the remainder of your time, which is 10 minutes per pound. So this is going to just be shy of 3 hours because it was a little over 17 pounds. So that's it for now. Alright, let's see how it looks. It's been 2 hours and 54 minutes for this 17.3 turkey. 3.7. Alright, looking good. Like I said, the wing tips, they get a little bit overdone there in the corner. You can always wrap them in foil and keep it a little bit longer. But you get yourself a really nice, crisp turkey with the skin, and it is going to be very juicy and really tasty. Let's bring it inside. Okay, if you're wondering how I get it off of there, you definitely need somebody else to help you. And what I like to use is a big set of barbecue tongs and put it right through the cavity. What you want to do is stick it on a tray, something like this, because it's going to have some drippings and stuff. That way it doesn't get all over. And you're going to want to let it rest. Obviously you want to let it rest for at least a half an hour or more, but I did get a tip from a top chef, first name Gordon, and he went through, you know, was taught by French chefs, and he said one of the best things he learned about turkeys is that you let it rest for just as long as you cooked it. So if you cooked it for 3 hours, let it rest before you carve it for 3 hours. 5 hours cook, let it rest for 5 hours. I don't do that full length. This was almost 3 hours, but I'm going to let it rest for about an hour and 30 minutes, an hour and 45 minutes. But you can go longer and it'll still be warm, but it'll be twice as juicy if you're patient with it. Thanks for watching. Have a good turkey.